Hey you, yeah you who clicked on this video. Thanks for giving our channel a shot. And if you will, please do us the honor of watching the video all the way through. Appreciate it. Now onto the video.
So apparently over the weekend, Jonathan Majors was arrested after he allegedly called 911 after an altercation with a young lady who's presumably his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend now in a taxi cab. Now, here's where the weirdness comes in. So once it was ascertained that the young lady in question apparently wanted to recant her statement, which was put out on, I do believe, Sunday, as a statement by his attorney, Jonathan Majors' attorney, you would think that that would be the end of it. No, not the end of it at all. Because despite the media smearing him as an alleged wife beater, the social media screaming for him to be canceled and having all of his employment opportunities taken away, and the U.S. Army canceling his contract and advertisements that he had scheduled with them and had already filmed. It turns out that there's no victim in this crime anyway. But the cake, the absolute just cherry on top of this crap sundae, was the fact that the district attorney of New York City, even after the alleged victim recanted her statement, is still attempting to pursue legal charges. Well, why does this matter? Well, what if I told you that there are a lot of other similar celebrities that have done and have been convicted of various things, and yet the studios that employ them have backed them. The public, or at least a substantial amount of the public, has not lost support for them, and that these people have gone on to continue to have careers. Would you believe me? Well, let's talk about it and the reasoning behind why, I think at least, there seems to be a difference in how these two situations, or many situations, are handled within the case of Jonathan Majors and others. Let's get into it. So, as we've discussed, Jonathan Majors is accused of assault. Okay. So, being that he is a large part of Marvel Phase 5, he's, his star is on the rise. He just is coming off of Creed 3 and Ant-Man Quantumania, and he seemed to be a pretty reasonable, rational, law-abiding gentleman. Why has everyone turned on him? Well, far be it from me to get racial with it, but once I present the evidence to you, you guys can make a decision for yourself and figure out whether or not the media, the Twitterati, and other parties are playing in your face. Let's talk about this. So, you guys are familiar with Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller is the star of the Warner Brothers produced Flash movie. He was in Justice League. He was a large part of the Snyderverse of DC on film. Now, Ezra Miller is a woman beater. He has assaulted women. Notice that I don't use the words alleged when I talk about Ezra Miller. Why don't I use the words alleged? Well, I don't have to use the words alleged because A, we have video of him assaulting a woman, and B, he has been charged and convicted for these crimes. Now, there are other alleged crimes, which I don't know if he has been convicted, that including grooming, kidnapping, breaking and entering, and various hosts, a litany, in fact, of other charges stemming from his very erratic and criminal behavior. Has Ezra Miller been canceled? Nope. Has Warner Brothers fired him? Has he lost any of the jobs that he had prior to his convictions? Nope. Not at all. None. He still has all his jobs. So, what is the difference between him and Jonathan Majors? I can't put my finger on it. I wonder what it is. It may be as easy as ABC, if you will. Well, two differences. Number one, Ezra Miller is, as you can plainly see, is a white man in Hollyweird. Number 2, Ezra Miller is a part of the alphabet community, which is a protected class not only in Hollyweird, but everywhere else, it seems. You see, what kind of pisses me off about this entire thing isn't necessarily the media and how they're treating Jonathan Majors throughout this entire situation, even though it seems like there is no crime. It's not even really pissing me off that Disney has yet to really draft a statement or, support their star or whatever, especially after the alleged victim has recanted her statement. What really pisses me off is people that were literally less than 2 weeks ago singing his praises and talking about how much they, love him. And yet these same people are now calling for his head on a stick. But just in case you think that this situation with Ezra Miller is a one-off, we can look at other similar situations. I don't like comparing apples to oranges. That's not how we do things here. We don't manipulate evidence, nor do we try to spin facts to spin a narrative. So if we're still in the entertainment realm, let's look at sports entertainment. Now, you may not be familiar with a former NFL star by the name of Ray Rice, but some years back, Ray Rice and his wife got into an altercation. There was alcohol involved, and there's video of them being on an elevator in which his wife started to physically assault Ray Rice. Now, Ray Rice's wife is smaller than he is. Obviously, he's an NFL player and she is not. And in his drunkenness, Ray Rice then retaliates against his wife, and he hits her so hard that she loses consciousness. Then he takes her body out of the elevator. But other than that, and I guess whatever subsequent hospital visit, Ray Rice and his wife reconcile. But that is not enough. He is removed from the NFL. All endorsement deals, all cash prizes, everything is taken away from Mr. Rice, and subsequently also his wife. Okay. Me, I don't really necessarily have a problem with that, except I'd say, what was it? Was it 3 or 5 months ago? Can't remember, but it's neither here nor there. The timeline it's immaterial. It doesn't matter. The thing is that the head of the UFC, Mr. Dana White, after indulging in alcohol at a club, he and his wife were seen, and there's video of this as well, were seen at a club in which they got into a verbal altercation that turned physical when Mr. White decided that, based on what his wife said to him that he was not a fan of, he decided that he was going to strike her in the face multiple times, which is also caught on video. So Dana White, he gives a half-assed statement about alcohol or whatever, and he loses nothing. He continues with business as usual. He is still married to his wife, but he lost nothing. Now, again, what do you think the difference is between these two people? Both are involved in sports entertainment. Both were basically guilty of domestic violence and assault. And one is black and the other is Dana White. And Dana White still has all of his, his employment. He has everything. And we don't know what has become of Ray Rice. You see, therein lies the difference. And Hollywood, as much as it, champions the downtrodden and racial minorities and protected classes and whatever other identity politics you want to go with, they still do, the same old racism, just like apple pie, when it suits their purposes and their narrative. And it's just so interesting to me that the public seems to just go right along with it, just goes right along with it. I mean, it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't seem to be a big issue. I mean, goodness, we've demonized people like Michael Jackson, who was acquitted by the FBI, who was never criminally charged for the alleged misdeeds that he was accused of. The FBI did a full investigation and found that there was no evidence of any wrongdoing. There's a great documentary from Razorfist about this whole thing, in which all of the allegations are addressed by his family, who were there, who were eyewitnesses. You have other celebrities that have come out on his in his behalf, as far as Macaulay Culkin is concerned. He also denied any wrongdoing by Mr. Jackson. Then you have people like Corey Feldman, who also said that none of those things ever happened. And Corey Feldman, who has been a whistleblower against that type of misconduct, would be the first one to tell you if someone had done something or hadn't done something, and yet he stood with Michael Jackson. Meanwhile, it took an act of Congress, basically, for Harvey Weinstein to be incarcerated based on intimidation, based on him basically being a rapist and using his position in order to curry sexual favors from basically his employees. You see, again, Hollywood always buries the lead. They always tell on themselves, because it seems like, especially when a black man is involved in any impropriety, or at least alleged impropriety, it is guilty until proven innocent. Whereas it seems like if any white celebrity does the same thing, they get off with a pass, a pat on the back. They might even get some more money. But hey, let me know if me equating the Jonathan Majors situation to Ezra Miller, or Ray Rice to Dana White, or Michael Jackson to Harvey Weinstein is an overreach. Maybe I'm just, reaching on this one, or I'm just, being too sensitive. Comment below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe that what's going on with the Jonathan Majors situation is unfair and needs to be addressed, or if you believe that he's getting exactly what he deserves. Sound off in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next one. 8-Bit Heroes out. Peace.
If you'd like to get a shout out on the channel, then hit that like button, maybe share it with a couple of friends, and do us the biggest honor of all, and subscribe to the channel so you can join the 8-Bit Heroes family. And while you're at it, hit that bell icon so you can be notified when our new videos come out.